Hi, here's Alex, and today I'll be explaining how to choose a tongue drum. But first, let me introduce myself. I've been passionate about tongue drums for 12 years and made my first drum from an old propane tank. Eventually, I set up a company named Kosmosky, and it has grown from a group of like-minded friends into a business offering craft tongue drums, accessories, and innovating new models. In these 12 years of work, we have created more than 10 diverse models, each with its own purpose, functions, and characteristics. By the end of this video, I'll tell you why it's unwise to buy cheap Chinese replicas of such instruments and what you should never skimp on. But for now, let's get started. First, ask yourself a few questions. How do you intend to use the tongue drum? Do you need it to unwind and meditate? Or do you want to buy an instrument for your children to help them develop? Do you want to play some well-known tunes, cover songs, or compose your own music, record it, and perform at concerts? It's also essential to think about whether you want to play just at home or if you plan to take the instrument outdoors and travel with it regularly. This is important for you to make a decision. Maybe you desire an extraordinary instrument that will astonish others and showcase your individuality. I recommend taking a quick test we created, which can be found on our website. You need to answer a few questions and get a suggestion for an instrument that might be your best option. You can take this test several times and provide different answers, since you may have different desires and get various results, some of which might even repeat, allowing you to realize what you truly want, and which model will definitely meet all your needs. Try it out. The link to this test is in the video description. Now let's break down 3 personal parameters. Let's deal with the drum tuning, tone and appearance, and then return to the needs, where I will provide my recommendations on which model I advise for each goal. So the instrument's tuning affects its sound and mood, usually specifying a scale or a name, an associative sound range. This could be a cheerful tuning or a sorrowful one, a mystical, magical, mysterious, and so forth. Everyone has their own associative ranges, you know. There are some general tunings though, so I propose 2 options. The first one means that you listen to various instruments and choose just one. Recognizing that it sounds the way you prefer, you like its mood, its tone, and everything about it. You simply fall for it. And that's your choice. But if you are focused on your goals and want to lay everything out clearly, you select a model based on your objectives, take them into account, and choose a specific model. And then you can choose the vibe that fits you within that model. And it's definitely best to choose a vibe or mood by considering your emotional states. Simply listen. Because there is no universal advice, and generally people who buy one tongue drum often want to get their second or third instrument. Nevertheless, you need to dedicate as much time as possible to this. Listen to different moods, analyze your emotions, feel, think deeply, and so on. There are cases when one clearly knows that they want to play covers and there is a specific tuning for that. That's it, you don't need to think about universal tuning modes, you can play a lot with just one, and so on. However, if you are someone who wishes to connect the tongue drum to your emotions and your current state, then tongue drums should be chosen like friends, just like real people. You choose a tongue drum that resonates with you, one that matches your mood, and it will support and accompany you. When it comes to scales, specifically A minor, B minor, and C major, it's not that important if you have no music knowledge and don't know what scale you need. But on the other hand, there are musicians who know it for sure. They enjoy playing in minor key or need a specific piece to play or mix it with another instrument, and they know exactly what scale they need. It's okay if you don't know it, you can completely disregard it, just choose an instrument based on your feelings because everything else is just arbitrary designations. To illustrate, I want to show the difference in moods between minor and major on the same models. Here, for example, is the mini model and it's in minor scale. You can hear that its sound and mood are somewhat melancholic, thoughtful, and philosophical. The major one is cheerful and bright. If I take the new Wave 10 model, which is also minor, its vibe is a kind of majestic and slightly dark. The major one is somewhat morning-like, warm and soft. Overall, all these minor and major scales have various shades. You must truly transform them into feelings, listen and feel what resonates with you. Now, let's talk about the tone. The tone depends on the materials and the technology used to make the tongue drum. Now, buttons. There are three main technologies. The first one is classic tongue drums that have two hemispheres welded together and they create bell-like sound. Secondly, there is a tongue drum of our design where one half is made of wood and the other one is made of metal. And it creates warmer tones. It sounds like wood. It's a combination of the cold sound of metal and the warm sound of wood. And the third type of tongue drums is those made using the new wave technology, meaning they are made from a slightly different material, not made by welding, but rather by gluing halves together. And another one, they have a gentler sound, which is more restrained though. Less bell-like. In particular, we designed this series to create a more subdued sound for the tongue drum, making it easier to incorporate into musical pieces while playing alongside other instruments. As for those looking for a sound that isn't overly saturated with metallic tones, but is more subdued and tranquil. And here you need to choose what resonates more with you. Personally, I like both. It really depends on your mood. If you can afford it, purchase one instrument then another, as they blend beautifully and allow you to play both simultaneously. They will complement each other really well. However, if you need to select just one, it's wise to tune into your preferences and realize that some people enjoy a cooler and ringing sound while others prefer a softer and more restrained tone. An embracing sound, similar to that of a new wave, the instrument's appearance. This is a significant aspect because if you love the instrument's appearance, it will attract you, making you want to take and hold it more often and play it, which will in turn let you master it faster. But if you don't like its appearance, the result will be the opposite. Therefore, choose the instrument that will be eye-pleasing. We have a very large drum selection. You can choose different types of polishing, colored lacquers, clear lacquers, glitter. Powder coatings in any shade that appeals to you. You have the option to select an engraved tongue drum, and you can even collaborate with us to create your own design. To conceal, mask, craft your symbols and inscriptions, creating a talisman, a mascot, instead of a mundane drum. Actually, the tongue drum is one of the rare musical instruments that enables this level of customization, like selecting colors, picking designs that match your taste, or even crafting your own styles. So this instrument can truly become a companion, a mascot that resonates with your emotions. Now let's proceed to my goal recommendations. If you need an instrument for relaxation, meditation, or playing without any knowledge of notes, almost any tongue drum will work for you, because they all have such qualities, but there are specific models where these features are most evident, those that are more resonant and meditative. I will explain my point in more detail now. Let's take Oceanic, for instance. It's quite a large tongue drum of 35 centimeters in diameter, heavy with a powerful and meditative bell-like sound. Due to its size and the additional cuts made on its top, which are tuned to specific overtones, it sounds rich and resonant. We consider it our most meditative tongue drum. You can watch a full review of this model to learn about its characteristics and the development process. There are also two-sided tongue drums with varying moods on each side. However, they also change tone because the tongues at the bottom resonate with those at the top. Creating a kind of beating, and it generates a strong meditative effect as well. Thus, this instrument is a bit smaller, more compact, has a meditative sound, offers two different moods, and is perfect for playing and relaxing. It's perfect for those who often experience mood swings. I'd like to mention that if you want to play without focusing on the notes, it's best to select a drum with a smaller number of tongues, like 10 or 11. There are tongue drums with 15 tongues, which are intended for more sophisticated compositions. You can play them indeed, unwind, and so forth, but only if you are familiar with such an instrument and know where everything is to play well enough. If you are just starting out or haven't watched any lessons, it will be slightly more difficult due to the vast array of sounds. Regarding the instruments that have 10 tongues, like the New Wave 10, which features 10 tongues, it has a distinct sound, unlike the oceanic drum or the double-sided one. This is New Wave, and it's not the same at all. Its tone is different. It's softer. There are fewer tongues. It's quite easy to play, while the sound is also deep and relaxing. The New Wave models are offered in different tunings, so you can pick up a tone, listen to all the options, choose the one you like best and say, oh cool, meaning you love the tone and the instrument. It's a fairly simple instrument with a soft sound. You listen to its different tunings and choose the one that resonates with your mood. Besides, the most profound meditative instrument, the large one known as Shelton, can also have 10 tongues. This model can even have 15, making it more intricate, as I mentioned. The one with 10 tongues is very simple. Its main feature is its super low tone. This sound is so low that it is strongly and clearly felt in the knees and body, because it sounds at frequencies that the body can easily sense. We have a few Shelton related videos on our YouTube channel, and a comprehensive review will be available soon where I will review this model and its versions, so stay tuned and subscribe. But if you're looking for a large meditative instrument like this, I highly recommend it. Playing it with your hands is really easy, as it has large tongues, and they are quite sensitive. We can make a Shelton drum in different scales based on your request, or you can choose an instrument from the ready-made options, or say, please create a sound sequence like this for me, or a tonal style like that. Simply describe the mood you wish to capture and we will assist you in selecting and crafting it. Now, let's talk about another goal. Say, you want to play covers or some popular songs and tunes or compose your own music. Perhaps you have a background in music and need more from the tongue drum than just a basic set of 10 notes. This model is known as New Wave 15. It's our most popular model so far, as it has the largest capacity and the broadest playing options. It has 15 tongues, a complete diatonic scale, which can also be expanded to a chromatic scale, allowing you to play literally any piece. It provides 2 complete octaves. It's favored by professional musicians for its electro-acoustic version, which can be connected to speakers for live performances or studio recordings, and definitely for the quality of its sound, for its soft and beautiful tone. This instrument is also purchased by those who are newbie tongue drum players, but they know they want to understand and master it. I believe it's really easy to master. We have a lot of video lessons on picking popular tunes, improvisation, and we keep producing more content like that. And basically, we created this model specifically to standardize the learning process on this kind of instrument, on the tongue drum. Because when you have dozens of different tongue drums, it's pretty hard to explain to someone how to play each of them. You can explain rhythms, but discussing notes is trickier. In the lessons featuring this model, we explain that excellently. Therefore, if you understand that you want to develop, but you are not a professional musician right now and are just planning to grow in this direction, this model will be a great choice for you. There are 2 options available. This is G major, but there's also G minor. It has absolutely the same characteristics, only the scale is minor, and for some it's just closer to their mood, especially if you want to improvise more, create your own music, and the minor scale feels more suitable for you. However, there is something to note. We currently have more video lessons for the New Wave 15 in G major. The other variation of the model with 15 tongues is Shelton. It's also large and rich in bass. Everything is the same here. It also has 15 tongues, a full sound range, but it is lower. This means it could be D minor or D major, for instance, E minor or E major, or even C minor or C major. So you can also message us, tell us what scale you need, choose a ready-made option that we offer, or we can develop a scale for you together. The Shelton will sound richer. It already has a more organ-like sound, I would say. And of course, our Shelton is electroacoustic, so you can connect it and use it at live performances. If a musician is looking for a more compact instrument to travel with and perform, they can also consider the model with 10 tongues. There are fewer notes, but you can still connect it, and it's very compact. Some DJs deal with ecstatic dance. For instance, they play some background track and accompany it on the tongue drum, since it's quite simple to connect it with the cable to the speakers and continue playing, and you can also add various effects. The next recommendation for playing goes. If you choose a tongue drum for a child, there are two options. If your son or daughter is really young, like under 6 or 7 years old, and you just want them to get used to beautiful harmonious sounds, awakening some sense of rhythm within them, I recommend considering the model of tongue drums called Mini. They also come in different colors and moods, but for children specifically, I would recommend the C major tuning because it sounds cheerful, warm, and positive. Adults sometimes choose this model as a compact instrument for traveling, and they also admire the mystical sound this drum has. The second option, if you clearly want your children to develop and learn to play music, please consider the New Wave 15 model. Again, as I mentioned before, it is designed for learning. You can find numerous educational videos to play popular songs. There are tips on how to improvise, and we also have a collection of tunes which are laid out. It contains plenty of popular tunes. Recently we started shipping it with a purchased instrument, and when you buy one, you can simply open this collection and immediately pick up and play a tune within minutes. It's easy. And even if you don't understand anything, you can scan the QR code to access a video and figure out how to play it by watching. So in terms of music education, the New Wave 15 is a forward-looking instrument, and it will be a good choice for a child because they'll be able to play the tunes they like, evolve further, and later start creating their own music. Please consider that. Ooh. And of course, I think when you buy an instrument for a child, you'll find this model good for you too, since the kid will play children's songs and you will play the ones you like. Reflect on that. If you aim to have an instrument for traveling with your son or daughter, here are two models. One is Mini and the other is the New Wave 10. Both are compact. The Mini is really small, weighing 1.5 kilos, and the other one weighs 2.5 kilos, but they are the lightest and most compact models available. And then choose according to your mood, tone, and other factors. Well, if we're talking about getting a super unusual instrument, a tongue drum with a wooden body would be a great choice. We are the only ones who make such drums. It sounds terrific and has some wah-wah effects. Tongue drum collectors that already have 5 or 6 different instruments often buy such drums, as our woody complements their collection really well. Of course, the unique instrument can be one with engravings, and as I mentioned, you can develop your own design. You can think about the colors, the polishing, the meanings, the inscriptions and symbols, resulting in something stunning and unique. In the end, such an instrument can become not just a standard order, but a creation in the development of which you actively participated. A few more thoughts on why you shouldn't buy a cheap Chinese instrument or a replica of an instrument. If we talk about a cheap drum, Chinese manufacturers usually cut costs on everything. It all begins with materials. If the materials are of low quality, they will never contribute to the instrument's sound and tone. You might not get this at once. The instrument's appearance will most likely look as good as the other prominent manufacturer's drums, but its tone will be poorer. It'll sound too striking, or some notes will be unpleasant. You might not catch this in the videos at first. Another thing is that many Chinese-made tongue drums aren't well tuned. The tuning quality matters a lot. In our manufacturing process, we have 3 tuning stages, and sometimes a 4th stage occurs during quality control. So after the 3rd stage, we might say, oh no, we need to tweak and polish it a bit more, and so on. This is a crucial point, guys. You might think you can get a budget instrument to start practicing and then see if it's right for you, so there's no need to buy a more expensive tongue drum. But let me tell you something, I have a flute. Well, I had one. I bought it for like $10. I started playing it but its sound was terrible. I mean, I was playing it, but honestly, I hated the way it sounded, and in the end, I didn't even want to play it. I simply couldn't, so I couldn't develop my skills. I thought I'd use it for a while and later would buy a better one, but I ended up buying a flute for $100. And today I have several flutes, but even that one that cost $100 is 10 times more expensive than a cheap Chinese instrument that can be made of plastic. That other flute made me want to play it as it sounded amazing. I believe if I had bought one for $1,000, I would have wanted to play it even more. It would have been a high quality instrument. Quality instruments give you that special feeling of wanting to play them as soon as you grab them. Don't make a critical mistake of purchasing a cheap, low-quality instrument. As such things sound like a cooking pot or a similar utensil. Also, you'll realize that something doesn't work, the instrument is not for you, even though you watched relevant videos, were fascinated and liked the sound. That's how it works. So there's a specific limit that you definitely shouldn't go below. Some people say, we need a budget model, and specifically for them, we recommend our mini tongue drums or the MIDI ones. Both options are tongue drum classics. They provide decent sound, are high quality, and pretty simple to master. They fascinate. I personally began my musical journey with a similar instrument. I enjoyed everything back then, and I still enjoy playing it now. I can play it well and love it. The very process captivates me as the sound is still enchanting and magical. You can watch the review of the Mini and MIDI models on all our social media pages. The link to it can be found in the description, and you can listen to everything there closely and get it. However, if you purchase an instrument that is not accurately tuned, or even buy it for your children and they will play it, please think about the fact that their ear will get used to those disharmonious frequencies. But what is your initial intention? You probably want to give your son or daughter an instrument that they would bang on to make their ear get accustomed to beautiful and harmonious sounds and align with a musical tone. But it may turn out exactly the opposite, and nothing good will come out. Overall, in such a case, if you wish to purchase a decent instrument for practicing, please buy it from those who not only create them, but also play and practice on them themselves. I believe this is vital. If you purchase an instrument from an unknown source, there's a likelihood that the manufacturers don't prioritize the quality of their instruments. Just check who made the instrument you'd like to buy and why they made it. We develop our instruments for particular purposes, play them ourselves, and enjoy it, which we hope everyone experiences. However, it's crucial that if you buy an instrument for your soul, get assured that it's made by those who created it with passion. And of course, don't be afraid of playing, as mastering the tongue drum isn't hard at all. We offer numerous educational videos, and we are now developing a foundational music course that will cover a bit of music theory and explain how to play the tongue drums. This is truly for those who wish to comprehend how it all works. In fact, many people just take a tongue drum, begin to play, and find joy and happiness in it. Even without having the goal of becoming a pro musician, but just wanting to connect with themselves. So don't hesitate if something resonates with you. Choose the instrument that makes you feel excited and give it a try. Wish you all the best. Stay in harmonious and cheerful spirits. I'm Alex from the Kosmosky team. Bye everyone.